Hello guys, welcome to our channel Shubhada Group of Education CC. You are watching Satish Sir's physics videos for Karnataka CET and NEET. The first problem from alternating current. A capacitor of capacitance 1 microfarad is charged to a potential of 1 volt. It is connected in parallel to an inductor of inductance 10 to the power of minus 3 Henry. The maximum current that will flow in the circuit has the value. Clear? So I need to calculate the value of the current. So you know that I equal to, the equation of the current is I equal to I naught sine omega t. Okay, please try to remember. I have discussed in the synopsis as well. You know that for maximum current, okay, for maximum current, we know that I naught is equal to Q into omega. Okay, so therefore I will get I equal to Q times omega. Okay, so sine omega t, this is what sine omega t can be taken as 1 here. Okay, this is for maximum current. Okay, so therefore I equal to, the charge is nothing but Q equal to C into V, right? That is what Q I equal to Q equal to C into V. C is 1 microfarad. Okay, 1 microfarad, 1 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into V is 1 volt into omega is nothing but 1 divided by root LC. Okay, so that is what 1 divided by root LC. 1 divided by root LC. L is nothing but how much it is? It is 10 to the power of minus 3 Henry into C is 1 micro, 10 to the power of minus 6 farad. Okay, so therefore I can say that this is the maximum current. So that's the reason why it is going to be 1 milliampere. Okay, this is going to be 1 milliampere. This is the answer for this particular question. This option C is the right answer for this question. Move to the next problem. As given in the figure, a series circuit is connected across a 2 to 100 volt 60 Hz line, consists of a capacitor of capacitive reactance of 30 ohm, a non-inductive resistor of 44 ohm here. Okay, so and a coil of inductor reactance of 90 ohm. Okay, so and the resistance of 36 ohm here. Okay, so the power dissipated in the coil is, we need to calculate the value of power dissipated in the coil itself. So you need to calculate the power dissipated in this coil. Okay, so you know that power dissipated must be equal to Vrms into Irms into what? Cos pi, correct? Vrms Irms into cos pi. This is what you already know about it, correct? So let's try to find out the value of the RMS current. Okay, Irms equal to, what is that? Vrms divided by Z. Okay, so we know the value of Vrms here. Okay, Vrms is how much? 200 volt. Let's try to find out the value of Z. Z equal to square root of R square. Now the equivalent of, what is those? R1 as well as R2, that is what? 44, because they are connected in series. 44 plus 36, that is what? 80, right? 80. Okay, 80 square plus XL minus XC. XL minus XC is something but 90 minus 30, that is going to be 60 square here. 60 square, that will lead you to get the answer as Z, as you will get the Z as something like 100 here. Okay, we'll get the Z as 100. Okay, 100 ohm. Okay, so therefore the current Irms that must be equal to Vrms is 200 volt divided by Z is 100 ohm, that is going to be 2 ampere current. Now the current flowing through the circuit is 2 ampere. The current flowing through the circuit is 2 ampere. Now the same current 2 ampere will be flowing through this coil as well. Okay, so to find out that, I got the value of Irms now. Now I need to replace this Vrms in terms of Irms. Okay, so therefore P across the coil. Okay, I am calculating the power dissipated across the only coil, not the entire circuit, LCR circuit. Okay, Vrms can be written as Irms divided by Z. Not divided by Z, it is. By using the Ohm's law, we can say that Vrms must be equal to Irms into Z, right? Irms into Z. And cos pi is nothing but R by Z. Now R is Z divided by Z only. Okay, so Z cancel. Irms is 2 ampere. Now one more Irms will be there, because this Irms will be there, that is Irms. So 2 square IRMS into IRMS square into Z. Now Z is not the Z1, 100. Okay, so we need to calculate the resistance impedance of this coil, because the coil itself contains the inductance as well as the resistance here. So therefore Z equal to square root of 90 square plus 36 square. So by solving this one, you will get it as 36 here. Okay, 90 square is 8100, and 36 square, if once you solve this one, you will get it as 36 ohm here. Suppose if you multiply it by 36, you will get it as 144 watt, 144 watt. So this is the option C is the right answer for this question. Okay, move to the next one now. There is a 5 ohm resistance in an AC circuit. Okay, so inductance of 0.1 Henry is connected with it in series. If the equation of the AC EMF is 5 sine 50t, then the phase difference between the current and the EMF is, correct? So this is a simple problem. We can say they are expecting the value of pi here, correct? We are expecting the value of the pi. Okay, so let's try to find out the value of XC as well as XL. Okay, XC, they have given E equal to E naught, that is what 5 sine 50t is given here, correct? 50t is given. I need to calculate the value of pi here. Okay, so as you know that XC is equal to what is that? XC equal to, that is what sorry, not XC, it is XL equal to, how much is this one? 2 pi f into L, or else omega L. Now omega is 50 here. Okay, 2 pi f is omega, correct? 2 pi f is omega, that is what? 50 into the L is 0.1 Henry. Okay, that is going to be how much it is? 5 ohm, right? XL is going to be 5 ohm here. Okay, so I need to get the value of pi, the phase difference between the current as well as EMF. Use this one, cos pi equal to R divided by Z, simple one. Okay, R divided by Z. So R is 5 ohm, divided by Z is square root of R square, 5 square plus 5 square, clear? 5 square plus 5 square, right? So that is what it is going to be, 5 divided by, now Z is square root of 50, okay. You will get, suppose if you solve this one, you will get it as something like 0.7071, that is what? 1 by root 2. It is, the pi is going to be how much? 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 is something like 0.7071. Okay, so move to the next problem. A coil of 200 ohm resistance and 1 Henry inductance is connected to an AC source of frequency 200 divided by pi hertz. The phase angle between the potential and current will be. Okay, so here again the same type of the problem here. Let me use the different, because it includes resistance, inductance, correct? So therefore as you know that XL equal to 2 pi f into L. Okay, so that I can get the value of XL as how much it is? 2 pi, and f is nothing but, now it is 200 divided by 2 pi into L is 1 Henry, so that I will get it as 200 ohm here, 200 ohm here. Similarly, you know the value of R as well, R equal to 200. So therefore cos pi equal to R by Z here. So that is what? 200 divided by square root of R square plus XL square. That is what? 200 square plus XL is nothing but 200 again, 200 square. This is going to lead you at again 0.7071 again. So it give you the value of pi as how much? Pi as pi by 4. That is what? 45 degree. 45 degree. Option C is the right answer. Next problem. An inductance of 200 divided by 2 pi millihenry, a capacitance of 10 to the power of minus 3 divided by pi farad, and a resistance of 10 ohm are connected in series with an AC source to 220 volt 50 hertz. The phase angle of the circuit is, okay, expecting the value of pi here. So as the circuit contains the inductor and capacitor as well as the resistor, I can go for this one, tan pi equal to either XL minus XC or XC minus XL divided by R. Okay, so let's try to find out the XL first of all. XL equal to 2 pi FL. 2 pi, the F is how much? Now this is what, 50 hertz, and the inductance is 200 divided by 2 pi milli, 10 to the power of minus 3. 2 pi gone, we left with how much here? I hope that we get 10 ohm. Okay, similarly X equal to 1 divided by 2 pi into F is 50 and C is going to be 10 to the power of minus 3. Pi go to the numerator and the 10 to the power of minus 3 will be the numerator. So we are going to write as 10 ohm again. So clearly XC must be equal to XL here. So tan pi equal to 0. It implies pi is going to be how much? 0 degree. So but there is no options which contains 0 degree here, but 0 degree is the right answer according to my view. You can either go for cos pi equal to R by Z as well. Okay, so now R is going to be how much? It is 10 ohm. 10 ohm divided by square root of R square plus XL minus XC. XL minus XC is going to be 0. Again it is square root of 10 square, again it is 1. So for what value of pi? Cos pi, the value of cos pi is going to be 1 for 0, right? So if pi is 0, then only you get cos 0 as 1 here. That's the reason why cos 0, that is what pi is going to be 0 for this particular question. Look at the next problem here. An arc lamp requires a direct current of 10 ampere at 80 volt to function. If it is connected to 220 volt, this is the RMS value, 50 hertz AC supply, the series inductor needed for it to work is close to. Okay, so here there is a lamp here. Lamp in the sense it is like a resistor. We need to connect an inductor in series with this one, which is a AC circuit here. This is what AC supply. As a resistance R and inductance L here. So we need to calculate the value of the inductance for the proper working of this lamp. Okay, so as you know that the lamp requires 10 ampere, so 80 volt is given. So you can easily calculate the value of the resistance, because V equal to I into R. R equal to V divided by I. V is nothing but 80 volt divided by 10 ampere current. It is what? 8 ohm resistor. Correct? It's a 8 ohm resistor here. So now you can use directly impedance formula. Okay, as you know that once the inductance is connected in series, then V is going to be I into Z now. Okay, V is going to be I into Z. So now VRMS is applied. This is what 220 volt is applied. So 220 must be equal to, now I is, we have already calculated that. How much it is? 10 ampere current. 10 ampere. Z is going to be how much? Square root of R square. R is 8 square plus XL. It is what? 2 pi F. F is how much? 50 into L is going to be how much? L is going to be, we need to calculate that, L square. Now only unknown is L here, correct? So you can easily find out the value of L. You can easily calculate the value of L here. So suppose if you find out that, you will get L as 0. It is like 0.0648. 648 nearly equal to 0.065 Henry. Okay, that is the right answer for this question. In an AC circuit, the applied potential difference and the current flowing through the circuit are given by V equal to 200 sin 100 t volt and I equal to 5 sin 100 t minus pi by 2 ampere. The power consumption is, see, if you look at the expression or the equation of the voltage and equation of the current, there is a phase difference of pi is how much? Pi by 2 there. Okay, you know that power dissipated equal to P equal to I RMS into V RMS into cos pi, right? So therefore pi is going to be how much? It is pi by 2. So cos pi by 2 is 0. So clearly the power dissipated is 0 watt. So option D is the right answer. No need to calculate anything. Next problem. A generator produces a time varying voltage given by V equal to 240 sin 120 t, where t is in second, the RMS voltage and the frequency. So you know that RMS voltage, this is what? Peak voltage, it is V naught equal to 240 we can say. So V RMS must be equal to V naught divided by root 2. So 240 divided by root 2, that is going to be 170 volt here. Okay. Similarly, omega t, sin omega t, I am comparing with the general equation of the alternating current, so alternating voltage. So omega t must be equal to 120t. It implies omega equal to 2 pi f equal to how much? 120. Okay, so therefore f equal to 120 divided by 2 pi, it will give you the value as how much it is? 19.05 hertz. It is what? 170 and 19 hertz. That is what? Option A is the right answer for this question. The next problem says an LCR series circuit has a maximum current of 5 ampere if the inductance L equal to 0.5 Henry and capacitance 8 microfarad, then the angular frequency is. Clearly, simply you can say that omega equal to 1 divided by root LC. Just substitute the values, you will get the answer as 500 radians per second. One single step answer. Okay, option A is the right answer for this question. The next problem says that a capacitor becomes a perfect insulator for. So you know that we have studied the working of the capacitor under the influence of the alternating current or the AC supply current. But for if you apply the DC, the capacitor blocks all the DC components, in the sense it will acting like what? Open circuit here. Okay, open circuit. So that's the reason why it blocks the DC components. So that's the reason why for direct current it will be acting like a perfect insulator, because there is no flow of electric current through that. So that's the reason why option B is the right answer for this particular question. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please do like to this video, kindly share this video with your friends as well as colleagues, and please do subscribe to our channel. If you have any doubts, please make a comment on the comment box so that I can help you with. Wish you all the best for your examinations. Good luck. Bye bye.